Welcome to A Night with a Medium, starring Tessa Del Zappo. Broadcasting live from the Yowawa Media Studios high above the beautiful city of Niagara Falls, New York. Thank you for joining us, and we welcome each of you for a spirit-filled evening.
All right. Hi, Brandon. How are you?
Hello, Tessa. Great to see you and hear you today.
Exactly. Nice to finally see you / meet you. I know we've talked before. We have a lot to talk about today in a short amount of time, which is great, though. We talked a little bit before on the phone. And so, Kenny's here with me in the studio. And
what's up, buddy?
Yep.
Hi, Ken.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So you and Kenny are, have known each other prior to me. And this is kind of how we got linked up.
Yes.
And everybody who's watched my show knows that I mix the spiritual side of things with entertainment. So the cool thing is what you do in your work is kind of very similar in a sense. I wrote a little bit, I don't know if I sent it to you, but I put up an advertisement for Facebook about the podcast, which if I haven't, I'll send it to you. And I talked a little bit about your background in the entertainment world. And then, more of the present things that you have going on, Fully Alive, the podcast, and how that kind of mixes the spiritual side of things kind of with entertainment as well, which we'll talk more about that. But I kind of want to start off by introducing you and giving you kind of the stage to tell us a little bit about your background and how you kind of jumped into the entertainment world.
Well, first off, thank you for inviting me on your show. It's really cool to be here. And I want to just acknowledge how hard you work and everything that you're doing to, bring this kind of content out into the masses for people to really understand the blend of perhaps a spiritual life or, having that relationship with something greater than yourself and blending in with the intention and your purpose of what you kind of want to do with life.
Yeah.
So with regards to entertainment, that whole thing, that whole journey for me, I guess, I'm sorry if you can hear some sirens going on.
Oh, we got the same thing over here. So
okay, great. Okay. Los Angeles.
Oh,
so, I grew up an only child and I was alone a lot, or shall I say I was with myself a lot. And so I spent a lot of time in front of a mirror, kind of keeping myself company, doing impressions. I don't know. I was just kind of like creating company.
Yeah.
And, and I'm the type of personality throughout my life, I can either be extremely extroverted or incredibly introverted.
Right.
But as time went on, I just kind of was that guy that was constantly sticking his head out there. I was touching the stove over and over and over again. I was just that guy.
Yeah.
And eventually, I started doing little plays when I was in elementary school, and some teachers said, yeah, there might be something there. And I never really thought about it that much.
Yeah.
I really loved music and hockey at the time. But gosh, just to kind of fast forward, because this could be long, once I got done with high school, went to the University of Wisconsin, and I became a comprehensive theater major there because I was like, how hard could that be?
Right.
It was more work than probably being a surgeon. Well, I'm being a bit facetious, but what was required, because I wasn't just acting, you were studying lighting and scenic design, makeup, directing, stage design. I mean, and it was a full court press. Yeah. Simultaneously, I was doing, I'm a drummer. I created a band. I was doing that. I was working, I was burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
And after about 5 years of getting to the end of that journey, the guys in the band were like, we're going to stay here in Minnesota. And I'm like, well, I got to go and do something. So I sold my Camaro and bought a one-way ticket to New York City. And awesome. Just went out there with a lot of piss and vinegar and drive and belief, but also like total wonder. Yeah. And, you know, my first year there, I was like a sock in laundry, just like, whoa, there was just so much stimuli.
Yeah.
And when I put my foot on the pavement, the pulse of the city electrified me. And I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, now it's game on. Yeah. And I pushed it pretty hard in all aspects of my life. Yeah. But I got into acting classes, studied at the Theater of American Actors under Denny Albee. It's where like De Niro went and some other people. And I just started putting my neck out there. I auditioned for everything and anything. I was religiously diving into backstage, submitting for everything. I'd be a piece of broccoli. You know, I've got the Polaroid still.
Yeah. How'd you become a Disney personality?
That was literally going to be my question.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm a Disney fanatic. I love Disney. Yes.
Sure. Interesting. You know, like there's been a lot of like Disney talk now, certainly because of Disney Plus. Yeah. I just got tapped on the shoulder from the New York Post actually to comment about Bella Thorne and Zendaya. Bella yesterday like made $1 million off her new platform that she's doing, which is more about X-rated content. But they're like, what do you think about that?
Yeah. Zendaya, by the way, Zendaya is one of my favorite people. She was in The Greatest Showman, and she did the Ariel, because I'm an aerialist, and she plays the Lyra. She performs on the Lyra in the movie. So, of course, I was like, oh, my God, he got to perform with Zendaya.
Yeah. She has, I mean, seeing that arc, and I think that's one of the most incredible things about some of these kid actors, or at least seeing where they begin. Now, Bella had been doing it forever, but when Shake It Up began on Disney, it was still somewhat new for Zendaya. She had done some acting, even some Shakespeare stuff up in the Bay Area. But, you know, she came on and she's just solid, consistent, had a good crew around her. And they have taken her to insurmountable heights with their career. She's made incredible choices. So shout out to her as well. But going back to your point about the whole Disney thing. Yeah. You know, back in New York, I was strictly an actor. And then I was doing a lot of promo work and like some commercial work for a company called The Concept Farm. Okay. They had an idea for a show called Cool in Your Code, which it went to all the different zip codes around all the boroughs. It was like an infotainment show as to what was going on. And there was an historic value to it. It was really, really special. It was the first thing I'd ever done. And I didn't know what hosting really meant or what they just said, be you. Sure. And I was like, are you sure?
Are you sure you want that?
Yeah. So I dove in, and lo and behold, you know, by the time I left, we had won 19 New York Emmy Awards. We had launched it in London, repurposed it over there. And it really just kind of, I was like, wow, this is really incredible to interview people. I was really into the sociology of what makes people tick. And I love history. I love food. I love travel. I love all those things. So it fed a lot of those things that I'm passionate about. And then as the hosting thing started happening, I got picked up by Abrams Artists, which is now A3, but they started spitting me out, and I booked my first 2 gigs in the automotive world. And so I started getting this kind of hosting thing. I went on to do some HGTV stuff, a bunch of other things. And then I got pulled out to LA in 2006.
Okay.
And while I was out here doing some of the HGTV stuff, there was an opportunity for, there was a new show called Hannah Montana. And at the time, this little actress named Miley Cyrus. So they needed someone that was sort of Ryan Seacrest-esque. That wasn't in the breakdown, but I just created a really exaggerated version of him.
Yeah.
And I did it. Fred Savage directed the episode, which was really cool.
That's awesome.
Trip.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. He's he's so good. And he's so sweet.
Yeah.
But like that was my first sort of indoctrination into Disney. And I came in and it was a perfect fit. And because I was more interested, I didn't take it that seriously, and that probably played to the advantage because I was very free.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just let it rip, and they loved it. And so I created this character named Brian Winters, and that became sort of this recurring character on the show. The story about Gary Wilde and that character on Shake It Up is a very long one, which I'll save you. But the same casting director, Howard Meltzer, that brought me in for Shake It Up for the role of Gary Wilde. It was a recast. It was literally the 11th hour. I got the call at 6 p.m. I was down in LA Center Studios by 6:45. I was auditioning in front of the EPs. I left. I went to the gym. I came out of the gym around 8:39. They're like, "We want you on set for a network run through, blah, blah, blah." And I was just, what? Huh? What? And I need you to commit to 13 episodes, no questions asked.
Right.
But we don't know if you're going to get the job. Huh?
Oh,
Jeez.
wow.
Yeah.
So I had to go down there. I had to prove myself. I had to do a network run through of an entire show in one day with zero prep, and then convince them to bring me back for a pre-tape and then live audience. I got through that. And then they were like, "Okay, we'll come back. Do I have the gig? Well, we'll see. We're still casting. How do you record?" Anyways, so this went on,
Right.
on and on and on.
Right.
And it wasn't until really my 26th episode where I actually asked the EP, I'm like, "So do I have the job yet?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah." Nobody ever told me I got the gig.
We forgot to tell you.
Yeah. So anyways, that really set the momentum going. I started jumping on Good Luck Charlie, and then that bled into some My Yard Goes Disney on HGTV, and that whole thing. I did some other stuff, Meet the Disney Legends, which was a pilot for the D23 Expo.
I love that. I saw that.
You did, yeah.
Yep.
So that was really fun, and that's really kind of encompassing all of my Disney stuff. As I was doing a bunch of stuff also in the soap opera world, again, for ABC, for One Life to Live, I was really in this bubble of ABC Disney for many years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the somewhat short story of my Disney experience.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. And it kind of goes along the lines of, I've said this before on other shows, but I don't think people who are outside of the entertainment world, they don't understand the dedication it takes with really no security in it.
Yeah.
And like, you just devote so much to it, your time, your energy, like mental energy. There's so much that goes into it. And there's not always security at the end of it. You know what I mean? So
there never is.
There's not. And it's hard, it's very hard. You have to really love what you're doing to do that for so long.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct and accurate. It's the level of dedication to sort of get to the big stage, if you will, what it will take is everything.
Yeah.
I'm constantly asked by actors of all different ages. See, the truth is that I didn't really lean in to acting as the thing until I was in my mid-20s. Meaning I had finally gotten representation. I was getting submitted for legit projects. That kind of starts to change. But the hustle and the grind of what it takes, you must put on blinders. You must have the soul of a butterfly and the skin of a rhino.
It's true.
And especially in New York.
You have to be a little crazy too.
Yes, you're sadistic to a certain degree.
That's why LA is just full of so many crazy people. You go there and it's just like whacked out people,
Well, you have to understand, Ken, that you've got, put it this way, you've got as an example, 500,000 guys that were all voted most likely to succeed,
Right.
etc.
Exactly.
You've got 500,000 girls.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
Nailed it.
Now, that's just, let's say, metaphorically speaking, within the United States.
Right.
We're not talking internationally. Once
Right.
you have all the people internationally, from
Right.
Australia, from Europe, from Russia, they all want to come here.
Right.
Now,
Right.
think about what kind of energy Los Angeles is constantly in. The desire to do whatever it takes to get wherever I need to go.
Right.
And, you know, we're starting to really see that in the mainstream media right now, whether you believe it or not, you know, the cracking of Hollywood, the exposure of Hollywood, and the trappings of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so now let's circle over to the spiritual aspect.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I have the opportunity to work with A-list pros, either in front or behind the camera, I realize the privilege and the gift that I've been given to step into that. And I give 150%.
Right.
That doesn't mean that they will, but I know that I will. And sometimes they do. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to trash them or anything. But I mean, when you get to that level, it's really, really amazing. Now, that
Yeah.
being said, you also the curtain is pulled back and you'll have your Wizard of Oz moment.
Yeah.
Right.
And so sometimes, candidly speaking, with regards to what you said about survival or security, you will take that gig just to pay the bills.
Right.
And then sometimes you'll
Right.
get to a point where you will have the option to choose.
Right.
You'll have the option to get direct offers. You won't have to audition anymore. And after
Right.
thousands and thousands of auditions, when it's just to take a meeting and say, you want to do it or not do it? And you're like, and you get X amount of dollars for that. And what's the time commitment? And are you kidding me?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. And so
Yeah.
to find balance in your life is really for me, the valuable aspect of creating a spiritual life.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
very true.
wanted to, after a while, I had been cranking pretty solid for 13 years. And I noticed that there was aspects of, the industry that was very hard to turn a blind eye on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no matter where you go, there you are. And my conscience is wide awake. In fact, it's standing room only up here. So I can't run anymore. And I got to a point where I just felt I needed something a bit more deeper with regards to fulfillment. And so I wanted to start to move into the idea of conscious content. And that meant, from a hosting perspective, that I wanted to create content that educated, uplifted, supported, and challenged you, or just offered you the opportunity to consider new ways of living life, new ways of letting go, many different aspects. And that is eventually how Fully Alive came about.
Right.
But even before Fully Alive was a little series on YouTube called Walking in Gratitude, Inspiration in 60 Seconds. And that was spawned out of like the darkest moments of my life, the dark night of the soul.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's-
And it's crazy. I was going to ask you, because with this whole pandemic that's happened, personally, so I had a show at a casino and I was really pushing that. And this feeling, it's like you're on this momentum and you're finally reaching your goal, your vision of what you see for your career path. And I took the entertainment side, I took the spiritual side, I created the show, I got it on a stage, and then I started booking like these tours, and like it's all over the place. And then the pandemic hit and it was like, boom. And I know we spoke about this on the phone, but this will lead me into my question, because when I felt it crash, I mean, it's devastating. And then, as an actor and somebody in the entertainment world, you're like, I just put in all that hard work and poof, it's gone. Like, now what do I do? And so, and that's why I translated it into this podcast. It's
Right.
Instead of on a stage, now I'm here. Eventually I'll get back on a stage. But so do you feel that, because for me, I know the pandemic kind of gave me motivation after I cried for however long, but it gave me motivation to really get this going and find a different outlet and adapt, so do you feel that the Fully Alive podcast, do you think you kind of propelled forward with the pandemic hitting and giving you the ability to really stay home, focus there, figure it out for yourself?
A couple things to that question. Fully Alive did begin October of 2019. So
Yeah,
it was
prior.
we were doing like in studio 3-camera shot, interviews and things like that, similar to this.
Yep.
But and then the audio then was translated to the actual podcast. That being said, when all of this hit and we all became sort of we became quarantined. This came for the creative community. I was talking to a few people about this. Is you will either pivot like you did, and this is a moment that I actually bring into Fully Alive, is what I call the PPG: pause, pivot, go. You have the moment where the brakes hit. You pause.
Yes.
And you're like almost in a state of shock. Like, this is the turning point. This is the fork in the road. And then one must get quarantine creative and adapt. This is a different type of evolution here.
Yeah.
So after the pivot comes in, now you've got a new direction and a new way to go. And so you go. And you must create action steps and a strategy to get to where you want to go. And so that's what I started to do. There's a bit of trial and error. And candidly, Fully Alive has paused for a minute, but I am going to come back and do a new one, actually a week from this Friday, with Bud Brutzman, who is the CEO and president of BCII, which is a production company. They're famous for Overhauling and Everest Air on Travel Channel, and a bunch of just a lot of like automotive stuff. But Bud was the guy that I worked with when I did my HGTV shows.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm really thrilled to bring him in. He's an ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
And he's just got an incredible story. But to stay on track here, this pandemic, whatever your beliefs are, this is the opportunity to, again, for lack of a better word, go inside, reevaluate what is important to you. And what do you want to create, and are you prepared when the doors do open again? And are you ready? So what you're doing, Tessa, is, and I really feel for what you went through, because I understand and empathize with the amount of effort it takes to get there, and that feeling of like, wow, it's happening.
Yeah.
And then when it's suddenly taken away and you didn't have any say in that.
Right.
It's devastating, and it's hard to articulate. And that's, I had 4 shows on the air at the same time, and they all went away within a month and a half, and I didn't do anything.
Right.
Plus 750,000 Facebook followers.
Yeah, and then to your point,
I couldn't believe that happened to you.
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm posting this ad on Facebook, and I'm like, God, I wish I could have saw it, but
never mind. Never mind.
What?
This hack has really been something else. So again, now I've got to figure out, how do I reach a new audience through Twitter, LinkedIn, and IG, and that's an option.
Right.
I've tried 4 different times to get back on Facebook, and I've been knocked off every time. They're saying that I had disobeyed copyright laws. I've asked them to provide the proof of what I've done and what it is, and they've never responded. So they really shut, after that, whoever these people were that got in and hacked me.
Yeah. Brandon, I got a confession. It was me.
Well, could you please give me access again?
No, because somebody hacked me. I hacked you, and then somebody hacked me.
Oh, that's what's happened. Okay.
Somebody hacked me too. One of my whole podcasts got deleted. I know,
I hacked
it was probably
you too.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Ken, get out of here.
Get out
can't
of the studio.
Well, everybody else has got stuff going on, and I'm bored.
Yeah, that's
Just
how Ken gets quarantine creative. He just decides to go hack.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if I press this.
I am that type of person, Brandon, but the quarantine has been great. I have no complaints because I'm a hermit. So, it's allowed me to spend time with my family, but also I work from home. My studio's in my home. And now that these major studios are defunct for the moment, and, I don't know how much, you're in the loop with the production end of things. I'm sure, here and there, I know, producers, but just the COVID insurance and everything is, it's unreasonable. And it's back online for a little bit, and it's shaky, and, so.
I actually wanted to kind of pull that in because, Brandon, we've talked about this, but I'm a medium. So the second half of the show, and Kenny came on with me before, but I do live readings, for people, and Kenny pulled his tarot cards when he was here with me. And so for me as a medium, and Kenny and I differ in the way that, but we also have similarities in the way we receive information and deliver it. But for me, since I was little, I was able to see and feel spirit vividly, and that's kind of my niche, I guess you can say. But I also, with that comes a level of, I guess, psychic ability where you feel things coming, you can sense things that are going on around you or,
Mhm.
you know, all of those things. No, but that's why we have these podcasts and we have these
Yeah.
platforms to be able to do that. And, you know, like I said, I appreciate you so much coming on. You know, you're an amazing soul. You have an amazing background. I would love to have you on again. Because like I said, we could go on for 3 hours.
Yeah.
At some point, we got to wrap this up, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just want to keep
All good.
going. But, you know, I would love to have you on again. You know, you're amazing for all that you do, that you have done, and that you're going to continue to do. I thank you so much for being on with us. You know, Kenny, I'm lucky to have Kenny here to be able to all talk together.
Wouldn't miss it, you know, and
Yeah.
All right, Ken, we got to shut up. Tessa's trying to wrap the show up.
I know.
We're just gonna have to do it again. That's all it is.
Yep.
You
We're
got
just
it.
gonna have to do it again.
And I got to bring you on Fully Alive too, Tessa.
I would love to. Absolutely. Would absolutely love it.
Okay.
So you take care. We will
too.
talk soon. I want to thank you again. Thank you so much. And thank you to Kenny as well. Thank you to Peter and Uwawa Studios, and we will talk again. Those of you who are just listening and not watching, the call-in number is 716-226-0693. And you can go ahead and call in. I'm going to be doing some live readings. I really enjoyed Brandon's interview. You know, there's so much more because we kept going on and on because there's just so much to talk about. But there's a lot of mediums that he brings onto his show. He's very familiar with what it is that I do. He has his own intuitive abilities, and that's really why I love bringing on different forms of entertainers because I believe personally that anybody who's in an art field or an entertainment field has a level of intuition, and we channel all of those things into what we do. And so I find it to be very interesting. I do want to ask, Peter, is there any comments so far that I need to address?
Yeah, you know what? Somehow the sound reset itself, and thank you to Laura Curtis Hood. Maybe you should introduce Bill again, because everybody saw him, but unfortunately they didn't hear your introduction. So I'm going to just flip him back over here. Hold on tight there, Bill. Woo!
This is Bill. And he is the voice.
Hey, Bill. How's it going, eh?
I am starting to get calls though, but this is Bill. He's the voice of the beginning of the show when he introduces us. He's got that amazing, I don't know,
He's
what kind
our
of voice is that?
official
It's a
voice
voiceover.
talent
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
What a talented man.
And what I had said since the volume was off, but I appreciate you, Bill. I appreciate you, Peter, and everything here in Uwawa Studios for making this possible.
Every day it's fun.
I have to take.
Teamwork makes the
I got
dream
a
work.
lot of calls coming in.
All right. So, Bill, you're going to sit in to enjoy the show, and we're over to you, Tessa.
Yep. Here we go. Let's take the first one. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi.
Hi, who are we talking with and where are you calling from?
Kristen from New York.
Okay. What was your first name? I didn't catch your name.
Kristen?
Kristen, how are you? Thank you so much for calling. Do you have a question for me?
Not so much a question. I just wanted to see if anyone on the other side had any messages.
Do you have a first name for me of somebody that you're trying to connect with. I like to advise people, so I'll just say it now for everybody, future callers. If you're looking to connect with somebody from the other side, I just need a first name, because what it does is it connects me with their energy more clearly. So is there a first name of somebody you were looking to connect with?
Lori Ann.
What is it?
Lori Ann.
Okay. I keep getting a lot of, I keep feeling as though, I almost want to say like my breathing stopped with her, because she just made me take like a deep breath and be like, like I stopped breathing. So I don't know what would have affected the lungs for her, because she brought me there. But she also says that she passed fairly quickly towards the end of things like that. This would have, I feel like it progressed fast, but I feel like ultimately something stopped, because she just said, I kind of just stopped. She doesn't want you to feel as though that she suffered, because she says she was ready to let go. She literally just showed me my symbol for just, she didn't want to be sick anymore. Does that make sense to you?
Well, she wasn't really sick, but the manner that she died in was fairly fast.
Okay, so you understand what she's talking about in regards to her just stopping.
Yeah.
It's almost like, boom, she just stopped breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. She said, I don't know if they tried to like resuscitate. I don't know if they tried to, like, I keep seeing machines. Okay. So I don't know if that means they tried to resuscitate her. Maybe she was on machines for quite some time, but she kept saying, I just didn't want that. Okay. Does that make sense to you? It's almost like she wanted to just be able to let go when this happened. So she's reiterating this because she just wants you to realize, like, I'm okay. You know, that it was kind of her decision, which is, I know it sounds odd, because...
No, I completely understand that.
Perfect. Okay, as long as you understand. So I do want to just tell you that she is at peace. I also want to acknowledge, I keep getting the number 2 with her. So I don't know if that's the month of February, the 2nd of the month. I keep wanting to talk about the number 2. She's also referring to the number 2 as children. So did she have 2 children? Do you have 2 children? Who's got the 2 kids?
I have 2 children.
You do. Okay, so she keeps talking about the 2 children. Very protective around them. Was this a mother figure to you? Because she feels very motherly, like in regards
she is an older sister, but she definitely is like a mom.
Yeah, because she looks at you very much, you know, I don't want to say like a daughter, right? But really protective of you in that sense. And she's very attached to the children too. She keeps saying, don't worry, I'm looking over the kids. Was one of them born like after her passing or something? Or did she, or is one just very young?
One was born, I had my second daughter 4 days before she passed away.
Gotcha. Perfect. Because she's saying it's almost like she didn't get a chance to really meet one of them in a sense. So she's saying, I want you to know I do know them. Okay. I do see them. I do know them, and I'm watching over them. Okay. Because she made me feel there was a connection to the time of her passing and then the child being born. So as long as you understand that. And was there is there still questions regarding her passing? Because she said, my sister just doesn't let it go. And it's almost like she's saying, you keep wanting to know more, like you keep looking into it or you keep going over things. And she's like, you know, my sister just wants answers.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yep.
She really just says, this is why she comes to you to say, I'm okay, right? I'm okay. I'm at peace. And she really just wants you to kind of move forward from it, which I know it's easier said than done. But know that she's around you and know she's okay.
Aw, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Wonderful. All right, we got another call. Let's just jump in. And then I'll try to take some comments and stuff like that. Hi, you're on A Night with the Medium.
Hi, Tessa.
Hi, who am I talking with?
This is Nikki.
Nikki, how are you? Do you have a question for me?
I'm doing. Yes, I want to know, is Earl still around?
If what is it?
About Earl. Is he still around me?
Earl?
Hello?
It's really hard to hear you. Can you turn the volume down of whatever it is that you're watching?
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. That was better.
Could you hear me?
No, it's very hard to hear you.
Oh, maybe that's a sign then.
Yeah, I think it's coming from your end.
Yep.
Oh, it is? Okay, I'll hang up.
Okay. She said maybe that's a sign. Actually, it couldn't.
It's a good way to look at
That's
it.
a good way to look at it. All right. Yeah. So, Peter, is there any?
So far, we haven't had any comments on Facebook. Just double checking here.
That's good. 'Cause
Nothing. Everything sounds good to everybody. So
wonderful.
Oh, that's
I keep
great.
getting a lot of calls, but yeah, and sometimes Spirit will interrupt things if it's either they're not ready to hear from him, or if that makes sense. So Spirit knows, when somebody's ready to communicate, and that's
Right.
when they'll come through. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi,
Hi, who are we talking with, and where are you calling from?
Maureen from New York.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. Do you have a question for me?
I just wanted to see if anybody from the opposite side had any messages from me.
Okay, do me a quick favor and just turn down the whatever you're watching, the podcast, I think. So if you could just turn it down. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now, do you have a first name of somebody that you're looking to connect with?
My mom.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep. Give me just her first name.
Geraldine.
Okay, beautiful. It's interesting because I felt a woman here as you called in. And the strange, do you guys look alike or something? Because she keeps saying, is there more girls other than you in the family? And do you guys all like collectively kind of look alike, or does somebody look like your mom? Because she's saying like,
Yes.
you understand what I'm talking about? She keeps showing me there's like doubles
Yeah.
of everybody, or everybody like looks alike.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so she's really, when they bring this up, it's an acknowledgement of like, I am around the family still. Okay. And she's very proud of the women, especially in the family. Do you understand? Did she have a progressive illness? So when I say progressive illness, and whenever Spirit shows that to me, what that would mean is that something that would have kind of taken over the body, or something that would have progressively gotten worse throughout the years. She also said that it was in one spot and then moved. I don't know if it went upward, because she keeps showing me like moving upward, or it would have affected all of the body. Do you understand that? There's also something real quick too about, I don't know why, she made me almost feel like I wanted to drop my pen. I fiddle with a pen sometimes when I read. And she almost made me feel like she wanted to drop the pen. So did something affect her ability to move around as well, or hold things? Her grip.
Yeah.
You understand that?
I guess.
Okay, because she's saying like this just affected everything, and she almost wants to say that she didn't like people seeing her that way, which is why she showed me that it was a progressive illness. It was almost like by the end of it, she doesn't want people to remember her that way, but she thanks you very much for taking care of her throughout all of it. She's like, my daughter just never gave up. She was always there, always trying to do something else or figure out other ways to try to help me. And she says, I really want you to go backwards and remember the good times, because she says you have a hard time with that sometimes, which is natural. You know, it's when somebody passes in such a manner, it's very hard for us to let go. But really, Spirit, whenever they come through, they want us to remember the good. They want us to, laugh and remember the good times. And it's so much easier for them because they don't grieve the same way that we do. But as long as you understand, and she keeps saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for taking care of me. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. What do you carry in your car of hers? Because she keeps talking about riding with you in the car. So is there something like you hang over the mirror, or do you have something above you somewhere that you carry with you?
I don't have a car.
Okay.
So not too sure exactly.
Who would have something that they carry? I don't know if it's something, like I said, she almost draws me to putting it around. Because she brought up the women, she brought up kind of like siblings, but somebody would have had like something that they carry in the car. So if it makes no sense to you now, just ask, because somebody, I feel like in your close circle does this, okay? And it's almost like letting them know that I'm with them. So she really, I think a lot of what she's making me feel is she wants you to know that she's around you, because there's this sense of detachment with her. Is her birthday coming up? Is there something coming in? She just showed me fall time. Whose birthday's in October?
October, my niece, or Yeah.
And
Pretty
there's
much just
also,
what I need.
I keep also wanting to go to like
Right.
she just said March and either June, July. So she basically what
March,
she said
yeah.
March, and then there's also something in a J month because she keeps naming all these birthdays. Like she's big on making sure that everybody in the family knows. I acknowledge your birthday. I was
Yeah,
right
there's a
around
lot
you
of
for
that.
them. Yeah. So she's kind of like, just let her know that I was here. I was here. I was here. She was always around everybody. I also want to ask too. There's she's showing me was she big on like what was with her jewelry? Did somebody take her jewelry and then you don't have it or something? Because she's saying like you wish that you had certain objects that you might not have.
I used to have a ring that used to be her mom's, and I lost it.
Okay.
I mean, that's all I could think of.
Okay, because she says it's a jewelry piece, and it's like you wish that you still had it, and she's saying don't worry about it. I almost feel like somehow you're going to come across it. And I'm not sure when. I don't know anything like that, but she's giving me the feeling like don't worry, it'll resurface. She also says don't hold yourself back. I don't know if you're planning to like she's talking about you either making decisions or changes, but you're holding yourself back. And she's like, stop doing that. You need to just go with your instinct on what you're supposed to be doing. Because I feel she just showed me like a V, right? Like a fork in the road. So whatever that means to you. And she's saying you need to just make a decision and go with it. It's almost like you know which way you're supposed to be going. So I don't know if that has to do with job or moving or something along those lines. But as long as you understand that she says just go with your gut on this. Because she really tries to chime in and help you out with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Okay. There's a lot of women tonight, and it's like mother figures that I feel coming through. And even before we started the show, I was picking up a lot on, and like I said, I say this every single show, sometimes there's like a theme, and I keep feeling a lot of women today. A lot of women wanting to come through, like mother figures and sisters, and I just kind of been bombarded with it. So, quick check-in with any of the comments.
Yes, Bethany Brocious wrote and
I
said,
love her. Hi, Beth.
"Aw, that's wonderful." Well, she asked, "Hi, Tessa, is there a way to ask a past loved one to come and visit us in a dream?" And I asked her to give us a name if there was someone she was intending to call upon, and she gave me the name of Bonnie.
Okay, so I'm going to address the first part of it. When you want somebody to come in a dream, I think it's frustrating because sometimes people ask for it, and if it doesn't happen that night, they're like, well, what the heck? You know, why didn't they come see me? The thing about spirit is that they will come through whenever they feel that they're supposed to. You know, if you're going through something, if you're going through a hard time, normally spirit comes around or shows themselves to you, I should say, because they're always around, but they'll make themselves more known when you're going through something hard. And it works the same in a dream. You can ask them to come and visit, but you'll notice that you'll have more dreams or feel them around you more when you're going through things in life or things seem hard. So don't ever feel like they're not there. Just be patient with it. And then because I talk so much, I don't remember what the name of the person.
Bonnie.
Bonnie, thank you. She was a very strong woman, and you know, I know Beth, me and her went to college together. Like, I'm talking the beginning of college, and we had a lot of fun. We got in trouble a lot for laughing at absolutely nothing all the time. So I know her, but I mean, we haven't seen each other in a while. I think she came to my show at the casino, so thank you for that. So my point being is I know Beth, but I don't know her personally in that way. We've only been acquaintances. So in regards to her, Bonnie, I keep feeling like she was a very strong woman. She says, you're a lot like me. And it's so funny because I just said there's women here. There's so many women here. And so when she stepped forward, she keeps saying, like, don't give up on it. I feel like you want to literally take all the work you've done and toss it aside and, like, transition. And she's like, you need to stay put. It's all about being patient. And it's about staying strong in what you believe. Like, she is a toughie. Like, I feel like she would have been very upset if you throw away all your hard work. So whatever that means to you, Beth, I hope you understand that. She says, please don't toss it aside. Keep pushing. And eventually it's going to come out to play with you. So I don't know if that's career or she keeps showing me school books. So if you want to comment and just let me know that you understood that. So she's very much around you. And there's also something that you hang in your room. So I don't know if this is an art piece or something in connection to, I don't know if she made it or somebody in the family made it, and I keep feeling like it was passed down, but it's like an art piece or something that would have been handmade, and she shows it as being next to you. So she says, whenever you talk to this or whenever you acknowledge this, you know, you're also talking to me. So, so just know that she's around you all the time. I think I just hung up on somebody, so I apologize.
Chrissy Karras, her name is. Her dad's name is Steve. Passed in 2013 on June 15th. Steve, and it's Chrissy Karras.
Okay. So, what I feel with her and with her father, he keeps making me feel like something happened in the heart, or there was something in his heart that people didn't really know about. I don't even think he knew about it. And I feel like it crept up on him very quickly. Because he feels very young. Like, he doesn't feel like he passed before his time. So I don't feel he was of old age. And so that's why he said to me, like, I didn't know this was coming, or it's almost like he kind of knew that there was some signs, but he didn't really pay attention to it. So I keep feeling like whatever this was in the heart, and I keep wanting to tell her or her mother. I don't know if either of them are in a healing field, meaning like nursing or something like that, because I almost feel like one of them wanted to use their like educational knowledge and say, like, you need to get that checked out, or you need to pay attention to this. And he kind of was almost defiant with it and was like, yeah, I'll check on that later. And then he never did. So it's almost like you did everything you needed to do, and he is okay and at peace. I'm going to take this call because I think I hung up on this person. So let me see if I can connect. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi,
Hi, who are we talking with and where are you calling from?
I am Lisa, calling from New York.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for calling. Do you have a question for me?
Well, my sister actually just sent me this number.
Okay.
And I'm like, she literally just said, call this number.
Do you even know what you're calling? This isn't a pizza
Well,
shop.
she said, no, I'm not ordering a pepperoni. No.
You should, and if you do, send
My
one
mom-
this way. I don't
I
ever
would
turn
have
down.
ordered mushroom, but
Yeah, whatever you want to order, just make sure you send one this way. So you called in with A Night with a Medium. I am a medium. I connect with people who have crossed over. So if you have somebody that you're looking to connect with from the other side, just give me a first name if you can.
what's your name?
My name's Tessa.
Hi, Tessa. I'm
Hi,
Lisa.
Lisa. Nice to meet you. I like Lisa. And if you send me a pizza, I'll like you even more.
She's got a great sense of humor.
Right? Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I am a medium. I do connect with people who have passed. So is there somebody that you were looking to connect with?
There's multiple.
Okay. So, you know, prior to you calling, I kept saying that there's a lot of women that I keep picking up on today. I always say this every week, there's like a theme, or there, like, it follows along the same patterns. And this week I keep feeling a lot of like mother figures. So has mom passed for you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so again, with the theme of tonight, I keep feeling like I'm up in the chest. Like, I keep getting very delayed breathing, or something that would have affected the breathing. And then she just went up into the throat and covered her mouth, which meant that communication was shut down near the end. And she keeps saying, I don't know if you feel you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Is there 3 children or 3 other siblings? I keep getting the number 3 with her.
There's 3 girls.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and it goes along with the theme of all the women today. Okay, so do you understand this affecting her breathing and then her communication shutting down at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said that who didn't get to go.
Be honest.
What did you say?
No, be honest.
Okay.
go on.
Who did not get to see her near the end, or who was like, I keep feeling like they were trying to get to her, or they were trying to communicate with her, and it just didn't happen. Because there's two different things that she's showing me. One being that somebody feels they didn't get there in time. And then another is what she's saying is that my daughter feels like she didn't get to say goodbye, which is why she covered her mouth, because she says, I wasn't able to communicate. It's almost like she went to sleep, or she was in this state of sleep or coma or something along those lines to where she just couldn't communicate. You
No,
understand
she
that?
was.
Okay.
She was sleeping, but I was beside her all night.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Okay.
My brother, maybe.
Okay. Yep. That's just for you to understand. Basically, what she wants you to know is it's okay, because she says, I knew you were there. And it comforted her to know that you were there. Okay. So, I know this is odd, but what is with the pillow? Why does she keep talking about my pillow? Do you have like a pillow of hers, or do you have like I don't know if it's a decorative pillow, or I don't know if it's like a pillow that you actually sleep on, or what happened with the pillow?
I don't. My sister does.
Your sister has the pillow?
My sister has a pillow of her face, like a photograph of my mom.
Okay, and she made it into
But
like a decorative pillow?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's acknowledging this just to let you know that she's around, and that she sees this, and she's kind of like smirking about it, because she's like, my face is on a pillow, you know. And she's got a very great sense of humor, and I feel
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's got this great sense of humor, very similar to yours. So she wants you to know that she sees that, and she also talks about, now, do you have children?
Yeah.
You have a daughter? Do you have a daughter and a son?
Yeah.
Do you have one of each or something?
No.
Okay. So she's talking about the daughter, and I don't know who has the son, but she keeps
I have
talking.
2 daughters.
You have what?
2 daughters.
Gotcha. Who has the son?
My sister.
Okay. So she's acknowledging the daughters and the son, and she's basically saying, you know, I'm around them. One of your daughters is very connected to your mother. So I don't know if it was that they had like a very strong bond here in the physical world, but that she's also sensing
It's
her.
her first,
It's what?
her first grandchild.
Gotcha. She still senses her even from the other side. So I want you to pay attention to what your daughter says sometimes, because sometimes they don't even know that they're channeling mom or spirit. They just say it, or it just comes out, or they do things. You understand that?
Yes, she's grown. She's 26 years old. She understands it.
Perfect. Oops. I feel like her mother just hung up. Her mother.
Oh,
I gotta
no.
say this, because if she's watching, I totally didn't touch the phone, and you guys could see that, but it did hang up. And what I want to say about that is her mother messes with her a lot. So if she's listening in, she will do things like hang up the phone like she just did. I don't know if this is her, if this is somebody else. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi,
It's
hung
Lisa.
up by
Okay,
accident.
listen, I got to tell you
Yes,
something.
I'm sorry.
No, I got to tell you something. I was going to say, if you were watching, your mother hangs up on you on the phone a lot, or she'll mess with your phone a lot, because she
She
just
always
did it.
did.
She did?
She hated talking on the phone. She hated
She just hung
speaking.
up. Did you notice,
Every
like, I didn't
time
touch
she
the
was-
phone?
I had another call, and I was trying to hang up on that call, and
Yeah.
I hung up here.
Okay,
But
because
my mother
she used it
hated
as a
speaking on the
reference.
phone.
Yeah, she's using it as a reference, and she's like, you see how that phone just hung up on her? She's like, I do that all the time.
Yeah, my mother would be like, yeah, bye, yeah, bye.
My mom does it to me too, so don't you? She really does. So she is a jokester. She does mess around with you from the other side. She's very connected to the children, and I just want you to know that she's okay and at peace. Yeah. Okay, Lisa, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're wonderful.
Yeah,
Have a
thank
good
you.
night.
Yes, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. How funny is that? All right. I want to check in real quick on the comments.
Oh, lots of them. Now, you just spoke with Chrissy Karras, who said
Yeah.
you were dead right, because she works
Yay.
in a hospital, so that was good.
Oh, beautiful.
Let me find on for you here. And there is Davi Algu. Hi, my name is Kaveta. Is my dad at peace? Now, Kavaita, Kavaita, maybe Indonesian or somewhere, but it looks like someone's using, might be using someone else's account. So.
Oh, I see. Oh, like it's not a real person?
No, it's a name, but the name is a little different than what's on the account.
I see. Gotcha. Okay. Well, the question was, are they at peace? I want to clarify this for people because unfortunately, like I do a ton of private readings every single day with people all over the place, all over internationally, nationally. And the sad thing is I get a lot of people who have had experiences with mediums where they tell them very upsetting or scary things about people who have passed, especially their loved ones. And one of the things that I hear a lot is, are they at peace because so-and-so told me, that they're upset on the other side or they're upset with me or there's all these like unanswered things. Truly, when spirit passes, everything that they've dealt with here in the physical world is gone, whether it be a mental illness, a physical illness. They're okay again. They let go of grudges. They don't hold anything against them. And anything that, like I said, bothered them, it's gone. So they are at peace. They're looking over us. We take it harder here in the physical world because we don't see them anymore the way that we used to. So, so the answer to that is, of course, your loved ones are at peace. I hung up on somebody again, so I apologize.
Oh no.
There's a lot of calls coming in, and it doesn't register all the time when I get a high influx, but I'm going to take this one. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi, my cousin gave me a number to call.
Okay. Hi, who are we talking with?
Iana.
Thank you so much for calling in. So I'm doing live readings. Do you have a question for me?
No, it's just like you read, or just I gotta have a question.
So normally what I do is I connect with people from the other side. So if you're looking to connect with somebody who's passed, if you give me their first name.
Oh, just for people that just passed?
Anybody who's passed, yep.
And that's it, or you don't read nothing else?
Oops, I don't know if she hung up. Everybody's hanging up today.
If you get just a message, if you give a number to someone, you say, hey, this is a great show, tell them what you're giving them.
It's not a pizza joint.
Oh, Lisa was great, wasn't she?
No, she was great. I love people with, that use humor. So, all right, let's jump. Is there any other comments that I can answer while I have the opportunity? Because then I have to, as I promised, I think we're getting close to the time where I have to close the show. But I would like to answer a comment, maybe one more call, and then I got to announce who won the free reading.
Well, take the call, we'll do the comment, and then we'll announce the pre-reading.
Wonderful. Let me see. All right. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium. Hello? Never mind.
Maybe Lisa's mom is interacting.
Maybe Lisa's mom needs to get out of the studio. She needs to get out of the studio. Here we go. Let's try this one. Hi, you're on A Night with a Medium.
Hi.
Hi, who are we talking with?
You're talking with Mary.
Mary, how are you?
I'm well, too.
Oh, it's Mary. Hi. How are you, Mary?
Hey, quick question.
Yes.
I'm okay. Quick question. My brother's been in the ICU for over 90 days.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm just wondering, do you see him coming home?
Can I have his first name?
Patrick.
Patrick. The strange thing is that Mary was very good friends with my grandmother, who literally was one of the most important people in my life. So to clarify this, Spirit will show me sometimes things that I will recognize in order to relay it to you. What I keep feeling with that is my grandmother popped in and showed me something in the blood or something affecting the blood. Do you understand this in regards to your brother? Like, what is affecting the blood? Or is there something about blood work? Or she keeps bringing up, like, going through the body, like something that's circulating through the body?
Yes.
You understand that?
Yep.
Okay, because that's kind of how my grandmother passed. Something went through the body. But what she's talking about is she's saying, with your brother, she said it's circulating through the body, or there's something to do with the blood. And I keep feeling like, I don't know if there's something, and I can't prescribe or diagnose, but there's something about the medications that they're giving to him or something that keeps him very suppressed, and it's almost not giving his body a chance to get strong enough. So I don't know who's in charge of making these decisions, but I almost want to tell you to take another look, or whoever's kind of calling the shots here, they need to take another look at what they're giving to him, because I feel like his body needs to kind of take over in a sense, but they're keeping it suppressed. So I almost feel like if things are done to kind of tweak or change this, that it could possibly get better. Does that make sense to you? Did I lose you?
Okay. No, it makes sense.
Okay.
The blood situation is oxygen not getting around to the major organs.
Okay. Okay.
And they are keeping on heavy meds.
Gotcha. So it's almost like, and I don't know who's in charge of this, and I really don't know anything about the situation. I just want to keep telling you, because this is what Spirit's saying, is they need to tweak a couple things, because then I feel like it's going to help his body to become stronger in whatever way that means. So I hope that helps.
It does.
All right.
It does. It always does. I'll talk to you on this.
Yeah, and I got to see you soon. So does my mom.
I know. Tell Leon I said hi to.
I will. Thank you so much for calling, Mary.
Thanks, Tess.
Bye-bye.
Have a good year.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
All right. That was my grandmother's best friend, my grandmother. Aww. Yeah, my grandma was very important to me. She's it was the toughest thing to lose her. So talking to Mary is literally, it's almost like another way of talking through my grandmother, because they went awesome. To bingo together, so. So was there a comment that I needed to
There
make?
is one, and I chose it because we had a lot of comments come in at the last minute, and I realized, folks, I can't get to every comment, but Missy Taylor not only said a thank you to me, which I appreciated, but she had a question for you that I think is good for the viewers. She said, question for Tessa, does she channel her own family spirits at any given time? She has another question for you, but do you channel your family spirits at any given time?
No, not in the same way that I would channel somebody else's loved ones. As you just saw with Mary calling in, sometimes my own family will chime in to show me something relevant, to like their passing or something that I'd be familiar with in order to relay a message to somebody else.
Right.
But just like everybody else, I do receive signs from them, whether it be a cardinal or something that, somebody leaves around. And I always take those as signs. For me personally, my loved ones, normally I ask for them in a dream. And that's normally how I see them, because I cannot channel them the same way that I do for everybody else.
That's good. And Missy Taylor asks, does she have a message from Randy or her brother Joe this week?
Honestly, and I don't ever remember my readings. I do know that I've talked to Missy before, but I just keep saying, I keep wanting to say, like, there's really nothing new happening. Like, I almost want to say, he's just like, no, there's not much new happening. I'm going to take one last call, I think, because for some reason I feel like I need to answer this.
Yes.
So I don't know why. Hi, you're on Tonight with a Medium.
Hi, Tessa. This is Monet.
Hi, Monet. Where are you calling
How
from?
are you? Arlington, Texas.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for calling in. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I had a reading with you before about my grandma, and it was awesome. So I was trying to call and get my sister to speak to you about somebody that passed away. Can I call her on the three-way?
Sure. You could try it. You can see,
Well,
I've never done that before.
Call.
Yeah, I've never done that
Okay,
before.
I'm about to.
And just to point out, Monet had also texted us about this.
Oh,
so
did she?
Funny, you wouldn't have known she texted, and that shows why you wanted to take the call. That's great.
That is weird, because and that goes for anybody. I don't remember my readings. I don't know. I hate to say it, like, it's not to be rude. I read so many different people, but when I channel, it comes through me and then it leaves. It's not my information to keep. It's just for me to relay, and then it goes away. So, she said I had given her a reading before. I don't remember. It's a beautiful name. I don't remember her. But I did. When she called, I wanted to answer it for some reason. So maybe that's why. And as she said, it was her... Oh, are you there?
Yes, sorry. I just tried to call her. She didn't answer.
Okay. You know what you could do? Just tell her to message me. If she ever wants to book a private reading with me, you can send a message to the call-in number, or you can email me at tessadelzappo@gmail.com. And I could always give a private reading for her.
Okay, cool. Thank you,
Okay?
Tessa.
Thank you so much for calling in. It was nice to talk to you again.
Nice to talk to you too. Bye.
All right, Monet. Bye-bye. All right. Let's see. Where is that name? I had it up here, and I'm like I said before, I'm horrible with names, so I'd rather pull it up so I don't butcher it.
It's Peter Green.
Peter Green wins the free reading. Let me see here. Okay, so the free reading goes to Christine Anderson. So, like I said, every single week, I ask you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Normally I'll put up a post. So if you share my stuff and subscribe to my YouTube channel, what I do is I look through my subscriptions and I randomly choose a person to receive a free reading. So Christine Anderson, if you want to shoot me an email at tessadelzappo@gmail.com, we can set up your free 15-minute reading with you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so great show. Brandon was awesome in the beginning. Thank you again to him for our interview. Next,
We'll post the full interview
Yeah.
on YouTube.
we still got to do Vinny Pastori's. You know, we have a lot of interviews that they're great. They go on forever because, there's so much to talk about, but that will be posted. Next week, who do I have on next week? Next week, we're going back to Italy. We have the Uncle Louie Variety Show. So they're hilarious. They came here to Buffalo. They were at the Riviera Theater. I know they've done other shows. They're doing a show with Anthony Rodea, who came on last week, in New Jersey coming up. So they're going to meet us next week. They're going to come on and talk with us. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you for calling in. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you would like to book a free, not a free reading, free readings for everybody. If you wanted to book a private reading with me, you can shoot me an email. You can visit me on Facebook, or you can send a message to the call-in number, and we can book you a private reading. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.